Hi Kiba folks, this is Pete58 with Shadow the Hedgehog, and we are doing another episode of Is It Real? The show where I search for the truth all YouTube junkies and couch potatoes wonder about. Now, on this episode, our 14th, it was suggested by a subscriber of mine, a very critical young man, called the Scourge, and he wanted me to do the creepypasta of a lost episode of a TV show and book series called Goosebumps by RL Stine. Now, R.L. Stine is a young adult horror writer. He was pretty big in the 90s. He's still big now. But he was really big in the 90s when I was a kid. I love reading. I'm a writer, so I love to read. When I was growing up in the 90s, when I was a young adult, I didn't like young adult novels. By the time I was like 10 or 12, I was already reading, like stuff like Stephen King, Dean Koontz, I was already reading the adult novels, so I didn't read much of his stuff. I don't think I've read anything by him. I didn't watch the TV show. I hadn't seen the movie that just came out with Jack Black, as R.L. Stine. The show just wasn't scary to me, nor the books, from a little bit I remember. I'd seen a little bit of the show. It's just the books, the short stories that R.L. Stine wrote. And that's what these episodes are based on. He didn't do every book, or Nickelodeon didn't do every book with their show Goosebumps, but they did quite a few. Now, the urban legend begins with something called the Lost Episode. It starts out, this Lost Episode, with three girls. I'm guessing 12. The story doesn't specify, because this kid found a VHS tape. He was big Goosebumps fan. He says, I don't remember this, so he puts it in. Like most of these stories start out. And there's three girls, and they're bored, so they decide to play hide and seek. One runs away, and in a room somewhere, and she goes to hide, where everybody goes to hide. And she goes looking for them, and she meets this strange character with a blurry face, who tells her parents don't love her, and it's pointless. Just stuff that that makes this girl like freak out, and she runs, and then she runs into him again, and this creature with the blurry face tells her love is just a chemical reaction. Nobody loves her, and just to give up and all that. And it just goes on like that, and just stops. And this kid who had this tape, he said, I couldn't watch anymore. And my God, if that doesn't get old, it's. This is the last Lost episode one I'm going to do, because by the time you get past, Caledon 21 and Scooby-Doo, they get kind of repetitive. They all have this theme where it's, they'll be really creepy, or they'll make you want to commit suicide, which is usually suicide, like, the Mickey Mouse one, or the Squidward one. Those Lost episodes where, it made people feel bad. You've seen those episodes. If you haven't, check them out, because the stories were a little better, and some of them had more believability. This one lacks it a lot as far as believability goes. It's a little creepy, any story where you're, as a kid watching his favorite kid TV show, and something, mindfuck happens, it's, like the Squidward suicide thing, or the Mickey Mouse or the Bart dying thing. It's their childhood mind fucks. They want to get you to do this reaction. It's like, that's what these are, these Lost episodes anymore. There's still more on creepypasta, but this will be the last one, because they just have this same repetitive nature of, wanting you to feel bad, and when you read it and getting freaked out. And this story is a little creepy, but it ends awfully short. It doesn't really have too much believability. Yeah, it's like, well, I found this box, and there's VHS in a little box. Yeah, okay, I just think the story could have been a little bit better, and, I don't think it's real. It's, all these Lost episodes, they're all fake, unfortunately. Some of them are really good. Some of the stories are so-so, like this one, but they're not real. But it was kind of cool, I always get a kick out of the, when you try to, fuck up somebody's childhood. Always fun to do, it's just, I just wish there had been more details to it, because a lot of these stories, they are good, even when they do lack, in details. I mean, most episodes you hear about a certain person, who this person was, how did he get the tape. You know, this one's just some dude who found them. He watches it and he gets scared and he turns it off, and then, you know, then he starts feeling that way because it has that repetitious nature. A lot of these lost episodes will have this thing in common where it's like you're watching the same clip for an inordinate amount of time. I don't know, like, you know, with the Scooby-Doo one, there's just one where the characters are staring at you all creepy for like a minute, and Mickey Mouse just kind of looking at the screen while he's walking and he commits suicide. It's repetition. Repetition is a nightmare for some people. And that's why, you know, that's why these are kind of the same. They're basic, you know, hand in the hook stories, all of them. They're varying degrees of scary, but most of them are all the same. You know, Calvin 21, Scooby-Doo, as I said before. It's definitely not real. You know, it's kind of a shame because, you know, a lot of people seem to resonate, or they really seem to like Goosebumps. I wasn't into it, but a lot of people my age were, and, you know, it's a story that they get a kick out of. But, you know, it was alright, you know. I mean, the blurry figure saying, you know, love's a chemical reaction. That's a pretty unique response. I don't remember the teddy bear from Calvin 21 telling people, you know, love is a chemical response. You know, just that lighter fluid is a chemical. And just light people on fire. But nothing like that here. You know, no actual interaction, as in Calvin 21. More like the others, you know, just watching a cartoon bootleg. Or video bootlegs. It doesn't say it's a cartoon, and the RL Stine, I believe they were all live action episodes. I have included links to what I searched about this show. Not a lot. I mean, the guy's books have only been out for 20, 30 years. It's not a very long time, so there isn't a lot of, like, back history culture you can check with, like, Mickey Mouse and shit, you know. I don't know when he wrote his first novel, or books, but I don't think it was all that long before the TV shows. So there wasn't really, I mean, there's no deep backstory I could find, you know, and didn't really involve RL Stine anyway. It involved one of his TV show episodes. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not real. Just another, you know, creepy mind-fuck childhood's ruined story. It could have been better. It's definitely not real. All the links I included, there is one in particular. It mentions... it's a forum for an official RL Stine Fansite where there's one person who's obviously full of shit. Says, oh yeah, they got 3 episodes, they're gonna come out, and you know, I mean, you go to any forum, you're gonna find one person who's completely full of shit and just makes shit up. And on the RL Stine fan website, there is such a person saying, oh no, they've got these 3, like the Abominable Snowman, whatever the fuck. They just included it in the movie, but about 4 years ago, there was a post on a forum that said that they're gonna make an episode out of it. Obviously not true. Maybe this person got their information crisscrossed with when the movie was being made. I don't know. I know the link was a couple of years old. You know, sometimes those forums you can find something that's like really, really old and not really factual anymore. But there are some other links. There's the official TV show info site, imdb.com. You can find out all kinds of stuff officially. There's a list of episodes, and I also included, even though the link is dead, it's the original creepypasta. It's dead, but I included it because I just want to let you know that there was at one point in time a creepypasta for this. Now there is another website. It's a wiki site that has the actual link to the creepypasta. You can go there, and that's not a dead link. I've mentioned which one is the real one and the dead one. And there's also like I said, I included the link to the forum to the RL Stine Fansite. It's supposed to be an official fan site, so that doesn't necessarily mean RL Stine's officiating it, or it's just official for fans. You know, I mean, they're everywhere on the internet. But yeah, there's just not much going on as far as this lost episode or any lost episodes in these TV shows. You know, this shit don't happen. It's an urban legend, you know, hand in the hook, all that stuff. But yeah, the Goosebumps lost episode is definitely not real. You know, Shadow, what do you think? That show sucked. All right, well, other than that, do you think it's real? No. Well, you heard it from, you know, the boss man here. He doesn't believe it's real. I don't believe it's real. I did enough research to look. It just isn't real. But it's, you know, it's a cool story to watch, and I hope the Scourge appreciates my investigation into not the unknown, but the scary or whatever. Because it was, like I said, it was pretty creepy, but you know, not as scary as Calvin 21 or even the Scooby-Doo Lost episode. So I'm gonna end this episode here with it's not real. There is no Goosebumps Lost episode. Thank fucking God. Shut up. And well, okay, that does it for this episode. Hopefully the next one you'll enjoy more. Please spin dash the like and sub button, and check out the links, not just the is it real links, but the links to my books. The first Time Rippers book, it's for free on the Internet Archives, and if you like it, maybe you'll purchase the sequel, Part 2, available on Amazon.com, plus my other written works are available there too. Shadow, are you ready to spin dash this out? Yes, already. Hey, Kiba!